not happy about that. Ew. Ear's coming off.
We were so cocky coming into this day. I was like, we're gonna be done in 6 hours. And yeah, that time's gone. Breathe. Can we get 5 more hours on the clock? Heather's still putting bricks on the back, and I'm, smashing feet on Smurfs, and then, trying to go through and airbrush and, get some shadow and get some contrast to the bricks in the front and, clean up the Smurfs where I was messy, and, it's just like sheer rush panic. Ah!
Modeling chocolate, no.
Perfect.
We're almost out of time. It's crazy. I'm getting crazy. I'm shaking. But I think the Smurfs look pretty good.
Does it look like the same to you, Jordan? Her eyes are wide open. She's a little freaky. Does look like
She got
a
squashed in
version
the
of
door.
Smurfette. But looks, there you go.
He has to be finished and placed at 1 the cake.
It's getting down to the wire, and we still have to put Clumsy's foot candle on and the vortex. I'm just thinking, how are we going to get this done? The vortex is so fragile. It could just come crashing down. And this is the centerpiece of our whole scene.
Okay, once you said it, I can reach over.
Run over here real quick. I'll try to finish that.
Reach this way.
Let's just do it, lady.
2 minutes, competitors, 2 minutes.
No, come over here.
Oh, she's too short.
Just be very careful.
1 minute.
She's now having to have her assistant do this.
3, 2, 1. Hands up, competitors, stop your work. Oh, God. That sucked. All right, it's time for our competitors to move their Smurfs to the judging table. Casey, you're up first.
1, 2, 3.
I'm really proud of our piece. I think the Smurfs look great. Everybody else has 2 Smurfs, and they're tiny. So I'm like, we can still win this.
Got it?
Congratulations. So there's no way that Casey's gonna win. Come on. It's all about her Smurfs. There's nothing about the secret. It's just too simple. Benny, good luck.
All right, 1, 2, 3. My heart is just almost, it's gonna jump out of my chest. Yes. My cake is not flawless, but we made it.
Jamie. What's it? Gutsy's head, please stay on. There can be no heads rolling. Whoa. Oh my God. Congratulations. I hear you might have a little something to show us. That's it? Very anticlimactic. She's got a cab with spinning wheels. Jennifer, last and certainly not least.
Got it.
It's airborne.
I'm a little nervous. It would be so horrible if it just fell.
Ease it down.
Just the slightest wrong move, the vortex could just fall forward and just crash.
Slide.
Yes.
It was just like a huge relief.
Now I know you have a little something extra to show us.
We still have to get our extreme element working. We start pumping the water in. It just wasn't going.
10 seconds.
My heart just sank. I stick my hand into the basin and start straightening the hose out. I was a little disappointed. It's not gushing out like I was wanting it to, but it is working. I'm hoping that that's still going to earn me my points with the judges.
That's as good as it's going to get. All right, thank you, Jennifer.
It's not over yet. It's time to face the judges.
It's just the rest of the cake just went completely awry for me.
You need to understand the theme.
Best Smurfs in the room, weirdest scene in the room.
On the next food.
To face the music is Casey Lackey.
I'm worried about the architecture. Like, I thought it was really cool, but I knew it was a calculated risk.
A little twist earlier seemed to kind of throw your focus.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Are you ready to hear what the judges have to say?
Never.
Oh, come on now.
This was a very risky cake. It's possibly the least amount of work done here overall, with a lot of armature, but you focused on the Smurfs, and I think that's what's important today.
Smurfette would genuinely be nervous and looking up. Gutsy as you had him would be up there and excited, and Brainy, he would be nervous about being in heights. I thought that you really pulled that out.
The Smurfs themselves were well done, but there is way too much metal in the armature. In fact, it looks to me like it came out of a hardware store.
I feel like, I made a huge mistake with the armature. I'm out. Like, they're not gonna let me win my red jacket with this piece.
Next up is Benny Rivera.
I know they're gonna attack me for making the decision of not incorporating the third Smurf.
You were striving for perfection today. Do you think that you achieved it?
No.
No.
I tried, but it was pretty hard.
I hope you know you can't make a perfect cake on challenge. So to throw the P word around gets kind of risky, right? But you're a fighter. The detail's great. You clearly have spent a lot of time in the subway. You're right there in our minds for a win today. But I can't get out of my mind that you promised me 3 Smurfs and gave me 2.
The Smurfs themselves, the lower one had a sort of oddly shaped face.
Okay.
And Smurfette, she had very, very large eyes, and we worked very hard in the movie to make sure that Smurfette is beautiful at all times.
You spent way, way, way too much time on that wall. With the doors that you had, it was plywood.
I feel great about it. I captured it through my cake. That's what I was looking for. That's why I spent a lot of time on the cake, putting details into the subway, because that was my goal.
Jamie Ho, come on out here.
Our Smurfs are the best, and it's what matters in this competition. We have a solid chance.
So do you feel like you've redeemed yourself today?
I think we gave it our best shot.
This one, for me, is all about the Smurfs. The Papa Smurf, that's a great figurine. That's a great Papa Smurf. It's just the rest of the cake just went completely awry for me. You have a car driving over the city. I don't get it. Times Square's flat. There's no hill like that.
You need to understand the theme. I know you've got a great cake, but is it the cake for the right occasion?
I thought your Papa was spectacular. I just could never get over the conceptual hump. It felt like an animated film to me.
It's a real dilemma for us guys over here. Best Smurfs in the room, weirdest scene in the room. Very cartoony.
I can't believe they dinged me on being too cartoonish. Come on, I tried really hard to have the scene. And short of having a giant 18 feet tall cake, there's no way I could have done it.
And finally, Jennifer Atwood.
My heart's in my stomach. I feel like they're gonna tell me that I was way too ambitious. I went way too big. I should scale it down.
It's just so much bigger than it needs to be. It's almost like you're trying to do the whole movie in one cake. But you surprised me a few times today. You had one of the coolest moss techniques I've ever seen. You got some mad skills hidden away in there.
The vortex, I knew it was probably going to dump when you moved, and that was absolutely a great experience to watch that just stay there.
I thought you had the best Brainy, in terms of Brainy having his glasses being off kilter, and Brainy being a little lost in the world in that moment, having just been sort of spit out by a vortex onto a rock. I thought you did a really terrific job with that. The of the Smurfs in a bewildered manner coming into our world is really a big bite to take, and you took it, and you almost got there.
The only way to create this scene was to go big. So I'm happy with what I did.
Our judges had to make a tough decision. Whose cake captures the spirit of the Smurfs movie?
I'm not feeling good.
Who's taking home $10,000?
Maybe I still have a shot.
In fourth place, Jamie.
We had the best Smurfs in the room, hands down, and we still came in fourth. Come on, give me a break.
In third place, Jennifer. Thank you.
You know, I did what I set out to do, and that was to show that I'm a great cake decorator and to show my dad that he can be proud of me.
Only one of you is Smurf enough to take home $10,000.
It's down to me and Benny, and I'm thinking, oh, is that giant Subway gonna take away my red jacket?
The winner of Food Network Challenge, the Smurfs movie cakes, is Casey. I hope you like it.
Red jacket!
I don't feel defeat. I think I was able to show to the New York people that I'm an excellent cake decorator. My goal was perfectionism, and it will always be perfectionism.
Casey, in my opinion, won today because she gave us strong characters with strong personalities.
Next time I'm back at Challenge, I get to wear my spiffy red jacket, and I look awesome in red.